Welcome to Adu and the Guru. It's another Monday edition of the show, as always, and it's going to be great conversation on the topical stories that are making the rounds, and of course with an in-depth analysis to it as well. Adu and the Guru is not just your regular discussion show, because there are many things to look forward to: historical perspectives, periscoping, knowledge drop box, and many more that come on the covers of the show. But we'd love you to join the conversation, because there is no conversation without you. WhatsApp is 0809-234-5913. 0809-234-5913. That's the WhatsApp number for the radio station, and you can use that to join the conversation. Well, without further ado, let me introduce to some and present to others the editor-at-large of the newsguru.com. In fact, there will be no Adu and Guru if there is no Guru, isn't there? And he's also a veteran journalist of over 40 years of experience, one who has been both recognized within and outside the shores of this country, an author, a leader, a teacher, a speaker, a mentor, and many more. He's none other than Mr. Godwin Akibwebu, also known as the Guru.
My hair started blowing already, Adu.
Really?
As you went into the accolade.
Oh, I didn't know I detonated something here.
At a point, I thought my head would burst and all be larger than the whole of this room. No. All right. Good morning, Lagos Talks 91.3.
Good morning to you, sir.
This is Adu and the Guru. Adu, yes, tell me about your weekend. How was it?
My weekend was as great as weekends can be.
The last time I saw this suit was when Boris Johnson was defending himself against dancing, when he was jumping about dancing. But thank God to Putin, because if not for the Russia, he would have been thrown out of that place. But the trouble is not yet over for him.
No, it's not.
Mm-hmm. So, but you're looking nice, man.
Thank you, sir. Taking a cue from you.
Like as I keep saying, you're looking valid
for foreign exchange.
For foreign exchange transfer. Should I take you to? I think I better take you to the CBN this afternoon.
Okay.
Because Godwin Emefiele, who's still looking for money to run the presidency after all the money he had gathered, wouldn't mind saying you, I deposit you, I can get foreign exchange without filling any paper. And I have a guest in the studio, Professor Joseph Abugu. If I just call him Professor Joseph Abugu, I'm not completing the assignment, because I know him as a teacher. When professors tell you that I'm a teacher, one should know that.
Modest way of saying
one should know that they are out to deceive you. I'm talking of Olorogun, Professor Joseph Abugu, a senior advocate of Nigeria, and many, many other things. But I'm not permitted to say many other things we're expecting. I'm not permitted, either by law, by relationship, by code. It's with me in the studio. Let me just welcome him, and you hear his voice, because we shall take a few things before we return back to him. Professor, you are welcome.
Thank you, Guru. Good morning, Nigerians.
It's been long.
Yes, it is.
Is it because of your involvement in too many things, or you just decided again? I know you are not working against Nigeria.
Surviving in Nigeria is a Herculean responsibility. So if you see me under the radar sometimes, it's justified.
But we are very, very grateful that you found it convenient to be with us this morning. Thank you very much once again for coming.
Thank you, Guru.
So I shall return back to you, but let me pick a few things. I want to thank Abiodun Olukunle, a man I never met, but who sent me a message telling me I don't have money to do this, to do that. I don't even have money to buy that smartphone from where I can access Telegram and the conference of the Guru. And in fact, I don't have any amount that I will be donating on a monthly basis, even the minimum. So when after I sent him a chat, I said, can we talk? So he called me. Then when he called me, so I told him, drop, let me make the call, let me pay the bill. Then I asked him that, you know what smart card phone is, you know Telegram can be uploaded from the store, you know this, you read much that minimum 1,000 donation to help the works of the Guru because you don't have. Okay, I don't believe you. You know more than what you are pretending not to know. But all the same, I respect that quality of humility. Thank you very much. Then what would you do? He said, what you want to send to me is just maybe 200 naira recharge. Then I told him, I appreciate it. You can send it to me. And I will accept it with thanks. I'm thanking you. Then he said, no, I should please send him the account so that. Okay, I sent him the account. And 5 minutes, alert came. The alert shook me. A man who said, I'm talking of Abiodun Olukule. I will not tell you. Because if I tell you the amount, you will not agree that I should take you to the CBA to take foreign exchange. I will deposit you there. So I want to appreciate Abiodun Olukule. He's coming to see me today, but when we would have gone off air. And he's coming to he's bringing a gift for me. What it is, I don't know yet. He took permission. I said, yeah, you can see me. So he's coming. Then I want to thank Pa Joseph Oyinloye Fatoye. The Baba called me from his voice. You know this is very, very elderly person. The man retired in the 60s. Yes. Meaning he's not... is it the system? No, 70s. He retired 70s. He retired because he wouldn't want to... kettle. He wouldn't want to call kettle white instrument. Kettle these days can be white. But in our days, where firewood was the issue, the kettle must be dark. And the government wanted something to be done, and he was in a position then. He said, no, that would be telling Nigerians lies. So he was offered 6 months to think over it, either he would do it or not. So he was retired. So his retirement pension, this thing, is nothing to write to him. So he called me. Again, he called me to say, the guru, I say, thank God that I'm able to get you. Even if death come tomorrow, I will accept it. I'm talking his words now. He said, because you keep dishing out the truth. He said, first of all, let me pray for you. He said, because I know the dangers of telling the world truth, speaking truth to power in Nigeria. He said, because he gave me some example, how many of them in the civil service then that were able to say truth. Most of them did not survive. Not only be retired, but they were pursued to some dark corners where principalities and powers operate. And then the bombshell came. Then he said, my pension is never increased. It is not, but I have chosen, if it is only 500 naira out of that pension, to be giving it to you. Please, if you will send me the... And I remember telling somebody who called me earlier on, that was October last year, when we launched Friends of the Guru, who called me that, Professor Abugu was one of those who launched the Friends of the Guru here.
Yes, I was.
With Bukule, Professor, the VC of LASU. Then the person told me that I don't have more than 500. I said that 500 naira made my year, not my day. So I now send this to Baba. Baba will be 80 exactly in few days' time. And then suddenly there was a alert. And Baba, out of the peanut. And he told me he would always be going there to check it every month, whether it was still there for him or it's been taken by power that be. He checked it was still there. And Baba sent me 5,000 naira out of that. You need to know how much the pension is. So I want to thank these two people. I mean, all friends, my friends of the Guru, which Professor Abugu is not one of them anyway, because Professor Abugu did not sign in as friends of the Guru.
Oh. I'm a subscriber. Subscribers automatically have their names on the register.
You subscribe.
Membership. Yes.
You subscribe.
Yes.
Well, it's difficult putting up an argument with a lawyer. All right, let's go to the historical perspective because we have a lot of things to look at. Let's go to the historical perspective. It is a story we are going to replay back. Taiwo, really. Tai rated it. was a Nigerian that was well respected around the whole world. Every actor had a time of entrance and also exit. Taisho Larin was, he picked his PhD in education in matters like that. He was the man who boasted for us at a time that if he gains access to steal money from the CBN, in order to make education free for Nigerians, he will go there, steal the money, provide the education free for years. He will return back, ask them, I'm the thief who came here to take me to jail, send me to jail, and he will be ready to spend all his days in jail as long as Nigeria's children are at school. See, because we have enough of money. It tells you the value of education. Taisho Larin did many things. Taisho Larin was the man who brought what they call Ogogoro, which the British people were calling illicit drink. But when they bring their Godi gin from UK, which we have to buy, it was not called illicit gin. Taisho Larin was the one who committed the British to accepting that it was no more illicit gin. He carried a bottle of Ogogoro put the whole of Ogogoro in a Godi gin bottle and took everything and went to meet a DCU, district officer in Ibadan. And said, my friend, that was, of course, because being very educated, he was well known all over the world. And say, I'm sipping this Godi gin has a different aroma. I'm sipping it this morning. I said, okay, let me come. Also, why immediately that the Oyibo saw the Godi gin, the Oyibo thought it was Godi gin. Taisho Larin took his own shot. I don't know whether he borrowed the little glass from my village. He took his shot and he served the DCU. So that one took it and washed his mouth with it to say, this is good. This is good. So he looked at the bottle. He says, our product. After settling down, Taisho Larin sat down and Taisho Larin said, from now, that illicit drink, which your people would arrest my people and jail them, we must stop it, because what I give to you, which you have just taken now, is Ogogoro. I pour it inside this bottle. That was what Taisho Larin did. From that, the issue of illicit gin be branded Ogogoro, whereas the one from there is not illicit, came down. Taisho Larin did a lot of things. Taisho Larin was driving once, he met VIO, and of course, he had his driving license, but it was not with him there. It caused Taisho Larin to resign his appointment as a government official. He said, because the law says that I must have, he said the pretense of 7 days to produce it. No. He said that is when the thing expired. He said, but I'm not having it here with me, so I'm guilty. I'm no more fit to hold this office. Taisho Larin picked his car, he drove around the whole of Nigeria at the time and returned back to Lagos and announced it publicly that he went around the whole country without touching his horn for once. Meaning sanity can prevail. People can drive around without blasting and definitely people here. There are a lot of things that Taisho Larin, Mayfair College, Taisho Larin brought it and now, Taisho Larin had been a great critic of every government in Nigeria, including to the usage of Campus Square, which he called Freedom Square. Campus. You know Campus in the island here? Mm-hmm. You know it. Prof, you will know Campus Square?
Yes, I do.
Okay. He that was his celebrated place until the government started tear gassing him there. And Taisho Larin had asthma. And Taisho Larin was the one who advocated it that the asthma, cure to asthma, could come from our natives, that an elderly woman. So he now brought, it was burnt like ashes. He now brought it and said he's giving it to Nigerian scientists. They should go and diagnose and identify what that thing was made of. Of course, it kept him until he departed. Taisho Larin took his breakfast that morning. He was climbing up his step and he missed the step and he brought his head down first and Taisho Larin died. Taisho Larin was the one who staged another thing. The mother died after taking the mother for burial. Before they came back, Ebenezer Obi, Sonny Adi, they set up their musical. He said, what is this for? He said, gentlemen, pack your things and go away. I can't lose my mother and lose my money. So Taisho Larin did a lot of things. Now, let us look at why we brought Taisho Larin back today. Taisho Larin was a critic of IBB. Very, very great one. And after a time, IBB now sent for Tai Solani, sat down and said, IBB was still operating from Doda Barracks here then, before the coup that terminated this ADC's life and others and others. Then IBB now asking, what is your solution to Nigeria problem? The Tai Solani told him that the poverty of Nigeria is too heavy. We can reduce it. We can manage this. We can do many things about it. Until we take totality of the take care of our poor populace. Then Ibrahim Babangida now asking, what is your suggestion? Which fastest way can we go to do this? Then it was Tai Solani that talk about lending to the poor, so that they can go into trade, and as they are paying the money back, we shall be putting it back to other poor that have not taken it. IBB told him, please go and write a project about it and let me have it, a proposal about it. Tai Solani went to work and did a very good job. So he brought the proposal to IBB. IBB adopted it without a comma or a full stop. Adopted it wholesale. IBB appointed him as the chairman of the People's Bank. What's the name of Mariam Nanlate, who died in that aircraft, was the managing director. So IBB told him, this is your project too. Please run it so that we can see reduction in poverty in Nigeria. So the Tai Solani recommended to IBB to launch it in Bandri, Ajegule. So Babangida went to launch it there, and unfortunately there was heavy rain that time. So as the rain was falling, of course, security brought umbrella and co around. So Tai Solani went close to IBB. Told this, tell these people to take the umbrella away. This rain falling on you here now will not kill you, because most people in this community, they don't even have money to buy umbrella. So let them see you as one of them. IBB now announced to the whole world, it is your money, use it right to return it so that you can give to others. After some years, is it up to years? First Bank collapsed.
First Bank of
People's Bank.
People's Bank collapsed.
The poor were not paying back.
Because the poor were not paying back. Let us see the story that went into it today. Immediately, People Bank was formed by the decree and huge fund, Digital and Co. And when the money was not returning, of course, IBB was getting the feedback and everything. So IBB now invited Tai Solani to his office. I said, Doctor, there's trouble, baby. the people money that you disburse, what is happening to them? Tai Solani started sweating because he knew what the military could do. He started sweating. The whole place was fully air conditioned, but his body was vibrating. Then I will be now to the, why don't you take our time to go and recover the, maybe by the time you go, you are your managing director. After all, he called him back. How far? Tai Solani said, there is trouble, sir. I could not recover in single thing. They are not willing. In fact, what they intended, the products are no more there. Mm-hmm. And Tai Solani knew immediately what will happen to him. IBB told him this. Egbon, sit down, Egbon, sit down. See what we are facing in government. It is easy to talk. Talk is cheap, sir. But look at your bank. This is just one small bank that you cannot manage. Imagine how many banks we have. Imagine ruling the whole country, sir. If people now blame you for the collapse of the bank you propose and ran, how will you feel? Tai Solani probably did not hear what IBB was saying because he was sweaty. He knew his time of going to jail had come. Then IBB now continued. Don't worry, sir. you will not be prosecuted. Just go home and rest. You have had enough trouble already. Thanks for your services to the nation. Taisolari did not believe what he heard, but he hurriedly moved out of there. Then look, the conversation continued. As Taisolari now moved out and he saw that nobody heard him, meaning is he free? He jumped into his car. By the time he got to the gate, exit of Doda Barracks, the security then told him, say, "No, sorry, sir. It's like Oga want to see you again." Taisolari way on his body. Then Taisolari was taken back to go and meet IBB in the office. So when Taisolari got there, he now said, IBB now told him, "Sir, I asked to call you back because there is one or two things I still want to discuss with you. Would you like to serve as the Minister of Education because of your passion for education, or finance?" All that Taisolari needed to say there was yes. IBB would have given him whichever one he chose, but he did not say so. You see. Then Taisolari did not waste time. He answered, "Mr. President, you already told me to go home and rest. I will be on my way now." With that, Taisolari left the presence of the president. The two men never met again, and Taisolari never criticized IBB again for life until Pastor. Our historical perspective for the day.
Talk is cheap, they say.
Adu, give us the menu.
All right.
I will throw the battle back to my brother.
We have 10 items on the menu today, and all of them are sizzling. Let's start from number 1. Why I deserve to be Nigeria's president. Oshiomole is the one who said that, and it was captured in the Daily Trust. Suspense as APC orders aspirants to sign withdrawal letter. And that's on The Guardian. Item 3, presidency, not an inheritance. Traditional title, fire me on allegations of betraying Tinubu. And that's from the Daily Post. Number 4, NDLEA. Ukatu, billionaire drug baron, imported 22 billion naira worth of tramadol in 1 month. That's on the This Day newspaper. 5, 2023, conclude your primaries in 1 month or risk disqualification. INEC tells. And Daily Trust has that story captured. Meanwhile, item 6, Emefiele declines presidential forms, says God will direct him in few days. And that's Daily Trust. Meanwhile, Delta State is also in the news. 2023, citizens weigh in on Okoa Ibori power play. And that's from the Vanguard. Still on the Vanguard on Delta 2023. Why I won't accept your candidate.
Okoa tells Ibori.
Tells Ibori.
Blunt.
And 2023 still, Premium Times has this story. EFCC to monitor sources of candidates, parties, fund. And that's from the executive chairman, Bawa. Last but not least, 2023 from the Daily Post, deceased from issuing threats. We supply food you eat. The ACF is warning the Southerners.
Thank you very much. Why I deserve to be Nigeria president, Oshiomole? He was gunning for Senate. Then suddenly he was told in his own zone, in his own secretariat, to say, which Senate you are going? You won't get anything. It tells you how much dwindled the influence, political influence of Oshiomole, Oshobaba had become. A time it was, nobody would have said no to him in Edo State. But maybe because he had lived his usefulness, the power play that he went as a godfather brought him down seriously. And as he was being demoted in Edo State, the APC he belonged to did a very wonderful demotion of him. As President Buhari walked into the room, summoned this thing, which he has no power to do, and used the illegality to throw him out. Since then, Oshiomole had no balance. So he's telling us now that he started life as a tailor. Of course, he was a tailor. Carry his machine like Obioma. And he moved into the garment and this industry union, and it came up. Oshiomole was a very, very brilliant man. Oshiomole could speak. And the greatest thing about it is that I did not see this, but some people say Oshiomole can be very, very economical with truth. I don't know what that means, so I do not try to correct me, because this morning I'm not going to your classroom to learn. So we don't need to waste our time on that. Suspects as APC orders aspirants to sign withdrawal letter. Of course, it's attached. It's a form attached now. You have to sign it that you voluntarily withdraw from this because of the tsunami that is coming. I will want to explain that, but I will suspend it for another day, because there's great tsunami that is coming. Either from PDP, either from APC, tsunami is coming. Tsunami is coming. Tsunami is coming. Tsunami is here already. So what APC is doing was what exactly Olusegun Obasanjo did when he became democratically elected president of Nigeria. All his ministers, he made them to sign a letter of resignation. The only thing that was not put there was the date. Only 2 did not get it. Sunday Afolabi, whom he put in interior, and Bola Ige, because he respects Bola Ige all throughout. Egbon. So he did not receive such letter from Bola Ige. He did not take it from his senior in the secondary school, Afolabi, the late Afolabi. And before Afolabi even died, he was being probed. He was kept in prison for being probed for mismanaged. And when the matter blew up, when it came to attention of when the Magu, not Magu, the first chairman of EFCC. The first chairman, who to help me? Ribadu. When Ribadu brought the matter to him, he said, sir, look, then Obasanjo now said, Then Obasanjo, the council meeting, the executive council, then he just turned to Sunday Afolabi, Egbon, mo gbọ́ pé o ti lọ jalè o. Oh, there needs to talk for me. Show Gala, be Gali. That was it. Don't mind the rubbish they are talking, it's okay. So it was when he was being kept in prison that, and I asked him that I laughed, you went to steal. Did you steal? I could have helped him that, but he told me they were talking also. I will not help him. Let him go and right. So he collected that. That form is now. And of course, yesterday, APC had dished out 7 other regulations. You must not go to court. You must not do this. You must not do this. And of course, APC is telling every member, mostly those that have been in government, to go and pick the form at 100 million naira. As of Friday last week, I will be wasting people's time, but I will bring it out. How much had been collected from the 15 members then, except 2 women, but today their number has soared to about 24. More are coming to pick the form. And for you listener, please go to my YouTube channel, Godly the Guru, and see what is being uploaded tomorrow afternoon. It tells you about what is happening with the 100 million naira fund. It is most likely that all of them have been ordered go and pick it, because they know themselves that each and every one of them are picked. I did not say steal, please. In case if you want to go to court, the Guru did not say steal. Had picked enough that 100 million naira out of it is nothing. So that is why all of them, they had the capacity to pay the money. Could it equally be that an arrangement had been reached between the leadership of the APC at the most top level, with those they asked to go and pick the money? Refund of the 100 million naira will be given back to you. Pick it publicly, publicize it. But when we give it back to you, you don't need to make it public. Things like that happen.
Will they be given a rejection bonus as well?
No, if they are giving you, don't they know where you got the money from?
Give you a rejection bonus.
No rejection bonus. Is it Abdullahi Adamu, former governor, senator? that EFCC was still asking him, come and give account of 35 billion, that they now endorsed to become the chairman of that wouldn't know how they do pick money. They pick money. They did not steal. None of them stole money, but they pick money. It is Nigerian money. They pick it to their pockets. They are returning it back for the parties now to grow to manage. The loser of the game is Nigerians. So I don't think I will discuss that later. Conclude your primaries. INEC will not change their mind on that. Emefiele declines because the whole world is calling Emefiele. You can't do this. Even the act that appointed him as governor of Supreme Court, CBN. Governor of CBN, forbids him for. So all of them, none of them, I think is none of them is picking the ticket on their own. It is always people that purchase for me. The other day, Buhari said he borrowed money to pay for his ticket. Well, was it 10 million? I forgot it. But 2 months or so after that, then Premium Times exercises the liberty of the press, and they assess that the wristwatch and one bag that the wife carried in one particular occasion was almost was about 40 million. So the question was asked: Oga went to borrow 10 million to pick. So Emefiele has quickly said, no, God will decide for him in the next 2 minutes. As Emefiele is saying this, will Dangote be too happy with you? Those who want you to run. Sorry, did I mention your name now?
Apparently so.
Okay. What's the surname of the name I mentioned? If I say Adu, are you the only Adu in Nigeria?
No, I'm not.
So let's forget about that. All right, then data 2023, citizen weigh in on Okowa Ibori power plea. I think I will want to discuss that. That is, if my brother, my friend, my legal advisor, my legal luminary, the senior advocate of Nigeria, will want to agree to discuss it with me, then item 8, the menu says, why I would accept your candidate Okowa told Ibori this. There is a tomb already there now. And the game so dirty. Jeffrey Asher had written a book. I had quoted that book many, many times. Honors Among Thieves. Now, Nigerian politicians are throwing honor away. They don't even want to honor them within their kingdom of thievery. They don't even want to honor them. Selves. I like Amechi. Is that the next president? Oh, by the way, is Bola Tinubu shifting party? I will advise him not to. Because if he does that, the empire that is crumbling will brought fire with it. But that's not a topic to be discussed today. Amechi stood on the rostrum and said, they say we are thieves. What did you do? Then we shall keep on stealing. He used the word we. Because you did not do anything. Don't honor among thieves, even in Delta State. But let me leave that for now. EFCC to monitor sources of candidates' party funds. I don't think the EFCC has the capacity to do this. But because I'm so close to the EFCC, I've just spoken with the chairman this morning. Because I would have wanted him to call in to talk. He's in court now. That court is sitting by 9. He was there 9:15, and the court will be sitting till about 11 when we would have gone off. So he's going to talk to me. If tomorrow will be okay, he has another court tomorrow. But if it is okay, then we shall bring this topic out. How would you want to do it? It is like what do you call it? Forgiveness, but what's the proper English? Pardon. Is pardon not forgive? Pardon. All the 137. It is now we know that the office of the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, who is becoming a tortoise very, very fast, that no funny story, his name must be included. They purchase pardon. They were certain people's name. Because immediately President Muhammadu Buhari signed that before presenting it to Council of State, it is not Council of State that computed the name. The law permits the president to do this because he have a committee of to do this and present it to the council. No one council had ever said before in history of Nigeria that this is not correct, don't do this. It's fait accompli. So immediately it ought to leave that office to the office of the secretary to the government of the federation. But the thing was returned back to
the Attorney General's office.
Attorney General's office, because one of the managing director of Bank PHB, who the name was founded to be forgiven, said, when did this name enter here? It was then now they knew that a lot of names in that 137 on the list were sold and purchased from the office of Attorney General of the Federation. So EFCC is investigating that. How can EFCC now investigate the office that appointed you, give you this that you report to? So that is why we want the EFCC chairman to come and say how he will detect these people that are coming. But again, ASUU have been going on for years. It's like there's no hope. Though they said this money that they want to see either to continue until Yamageda comes or so. And I remember that when Buhari came first time as military head of state, for the 2 years he spent, about a whole year and 3 months, no school. It was then Buhari was quoted as telling Nigeria that Nigerians are too much in a hurry. We want to sanitize it. What is wrong if your children don't go to school for only just 1 year? It tells you how much value of education this man had from the one of his life. But that's not the issue. Sir, Professor Joseph Abugu, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, do you want to say a word or two? Shall we start from the ASUU position before we now go back to data, if you want us to drive it to data?
Thank you, Guru. I think we'll get to ASUU, but before I get to ASUU, I want to make some general statements.
Okay.
About some of the things you have chronicled.
Yes.
You know, the contest for the presidency come 2023 has taken the ambience of a gladiator's arena.
Okay.
It is mind-boggling that you have about 28 or more individuals expressing interest to be president come 2023. And you then ask yourself, what is the qualification to be the president of Nigeria? If in the course of your life you've risen from grass to grace, that automatically becomes a qualification to be president. Like, you know, you mentioning Oshiomole.
Yes.
Because he started
with his machine,
on his shoulder.
On his shoulder.
And then he rose to be a union leader and then became governor.
Yes.
And became chairman of a ruling party.
Yes.
Automatically, that is a qualification.
Yes, to become president of Nigeria.
Now, in the same manner, you see individuals, some without a professional background.
Yes.
Without a tenable vocation.
Yes.
Without having run a company or an enterprise for private gain all their life, but mainly jostling within the corridors of power and politics. And then they serve as commissioner, they served as special assistant, then they serve as governor, then automatically that becomes a qualification to be president come 2023. So you see that visually all the governors, except a few, you know, particularly from the South. Southeast most especially. You see all of them expressing interest and picking nomination forms.
Yes.
You see ministers of state and substantive ministers saying that they are all qualified to be president of Nigeria. The United States of America, with 50 states plus one, have never had it so bad. At any point in time, when there is going to be a general election in the United States of America, somehow the system recognizes those who are relatively eligible to contest. Because contesting election in a federation like Nigeria is not a child's play. And in entrenched democracies, persons who can aspire or express interest are persons with a track record.
Yes.
Not only just a track record that have been subjected to scrutiny and verification all over the years.
That's good.
Because they know that once they come into the public arena, every little thing they have done in the past
will be interrogated.
But here you have people who have substantive cases with EFCC, people who have been subjects of tribunals of inquiry, people who, all manner of individuals, just because at this particular point they happen to be in one advantaged political position.
Yes.
They then just think that they are qualified.
Thank you very, very much, sir.
To be president of Nigeria. It's quite unfortunate.
It is.
And that is why I describe it as a gladiator's arena.
Thank you, sir.
And then you see again, which is something you also mentioned, if the APC, the ruling party, being cognizant of this development, you saw the new guidelines they are introducing. 7 items. You have to predetermine that if the ships are down, you have already signed a warrant of withdrawal from the race. Okay? Who does that? If it is your money that you are using, would you readily sign
of 100 million?
100 million away to say that, before you even started, you've agreed that at any point in time you can withdraw. And then this whole thing about, the individual, only few of the those who have expressed interest went there to pick their forms personally and were able to display, their expression of interest and nomination forms. All the others have been doing so through surrogates.
Yes.
Some committee of supporters, raise 100 million.
Some use from the north
and pay on your behalf.
And maybe they say the rice, those rice farmers in the north. Some tomato sellers.
Yes. It's quite embarrassing.
Thank you, sir.
What we're seeing.
Thank you, sir.
But it says something about all of us.
And what is that? In just a minute.
We have no moral standards.
Oh, God bless you, sir.
We have no moral standards.
Let me support you here, sir.
Yes.
As of Friday, May 6th, that is Friday last week, listen to this very carefully. 241 aspirants picked senatorial forms at 20 million naira each from APC. That 241 at 20 million naira each became 4,820,000,000 into the coffers of APC. 821 aspirants picked House of Representatives at 10 million naira each. That 821 now presented already to the coffers of APC 8,210,000,000. Then 1,505 aspirants picked state houses of assembly at 2 million naira each. That automatically returned to the cover of APC 3,010,000,000 naira. Then 48 aspirants picked governorship form at 50 million naira each. That brought to the cover of APC 2,400,000,000. Then 25 aspirants pick presidential. Out of these 25, let's remove 2 women. Each of that now brought 2,300,000,000. Total collected so far is 20,740 from form million. Now the form for the presidency is 100 million naira. A tenure for anyone who wants to become president is 4 years. The 4-year salaries of the president of Nigeria is 54,241,000. So you are now paying 100 million to pick a fund that qualify you for a job that 4 years your salary will be 54 million. Go ahead, sir. Can we switch over to
Guru? It is noteworthy that all of the people who have taken these forms and have paid this humongous amount of money have either served in government or are presently serving in government.
Let me assist you again.
Only a few of them are from the private sector.
It's your revelation, sir, that I'm assisting.
Yes.
Let me assist you on that. These payments came from less than 3,000 Nigerians into the coffers of APC. Over 95% of these 3,000 aspirants are people who have been around the corridor of power.
Exactly.
So, sir, can we shift? You see, there are still more things, but you see,
so it's as if I have an insight into the data that you have. So,
okay, sir, let's move to the ASUU thing.
Yes. You see, now, all of this is happening from dramatics personnel in power. Yet, these same dramatics personnel are unable to ensure that our tertiary education system functions optimally. And so, it has become a perennial thing that ASUU will have to go on strike. And when a lot of people hear about ASUU going on strike, the impression is that, they are striking essentially because of salaries.
Which is not true.
Which is not true. The salaries of university lecturers have been stagnant for over 2 decades.
Okay, let me not intervene. Go ahead.
Okay. At least the last review was under the Obasanjo regime. Okay.
Because so I'm going to I have the facts of
that.
of that.
Very good. And but ASUU serially goes on strike basically for issues of infrastructural development, quality of education. So this morning the news has just come in that the president has approved 456 billion, for revitalization as a revitalization fund for the universities. Now, what is this revitalization fund for? Infrastructural development. Student hostels that don't have sanitary facilities. Classrooms that don't have seats.
No fan.
No fan, no air conditioning.
No internet
classrooms
provision.
that don't have electronic boards. Recreational facilities in these universities.
Are you still a teacher in the university, sir?
Yes, I am.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
You are more than competent.
I'm speaking from, first-hand knowledge of some of these things.
Go ahead, sir.
Of infrastructures in the public universities is terrible. And so when ASUU says fund education, we need funds to revitalize. We need laboratories. We need all the facilities to be able to dish out quality education. It is actually not a fight for. The benefit is not primarily that of ASUU.
No,
it's for the entire federation. And then, Guru, I'm sure you know this. When they say they are giving a university 4.6 billion revitalization, it will be tied to projects.
Yes.
The projects will not be awarded by the vice chancellors.
No.
They will be awarded in Abuja.
Yes.
The contractors will only come to campus and report that, I have been assigned to do this and do that.
Yes.
Okay.
The minister, after taking 100 million naira for his form, we not decide.
You know, so that's how terrible the system is. The last strike, we were home for 9 months.
9 months.
9 months in the 2019 to 2020 academic year. We lost 9 months. And coming back, all the universities have been struggling. Some actually cancelled an academic session outright because there's no way they could juggle, you know, the gap of 9 months. And some other universities have been trying to run parallel systems so that, the system flows seamlessly. Because you cancel one academic year, all those who wrote JAM for that year will have to sit at home.
Sir, time is against us.
Yes,
because I want to ask you one probing question.
Very well.
The federal government said they don't know the exact amount of fuel consumed by Nigerians. So how many liters they don't know. But the federal government was coerced in knowing that 4 trillion is due for subsidy.
Yes.
The government did not know what exactly we consume, but it knew exactly that 4 trillion. What is wrong in taking 1 trillion out of this blown up? Because they would have finished sharing the money anyway. Would there anything really be bad if 1 trillion is taken out of it to push it to this ASUU demand? More so when it is not even for their personal benefits they are fighting for.
Guru. There is a lot of problem.
Okay.
You know, I don't think the issue is actually sourcing for the funds. You know, because from what we've just seen, there's money in Nigeria.
Of course.
But you see, when in 2009, the federal government negotiated an agreement with ASUU, that agreement has cost implications. Having signed that agreement, it was certainly the responsibility of some officer, whether minister, whether permanent secretary, in the Ministry of Education or in the Ministry of Finance or in the ministry in charge of labor affairs, to take the cost implication of that agreement and build it into the next budget and be able to defend it before the National Assembly.
But such was never done.
At the next round of budgeting. So it is mind-boggling that, and this agreement is very clear that it has to be reviewed every 5 years. But year one comes, the agreement is not implemented. It is not reflected in budgetary estimates. Year two comes, the same scenario. Until ASUU is boxed into a corner to say, hey, what is going on? And then all the feet shuffling begins between Minister of Labor, between Minister of Education and Minister of Finance. You know, again, look at what has just happened now. I mean, if the news coming out this morning is correct, that the president has just approved 456 billion for revitalization, has that really addressed the problem?
No, far from it.
Is this 456 billion reflected in the budget for 2022? Where has the money come from?
Suddenly.
Okay. Has the issue of academic allowances been addressed in the funds that have just been released?
No.
If it has been, to what extent? What is left? How does that get into the next budgetary cycle for the purposes of continuity? We can't see all of this. So what we simply see is a game of magic. You know, when the trouble comes, then the magicians begin to perform.
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra. But there is no structured system. But constitutionally, there is a system. These things should function. And nobody is being held accountable for these lapses. It's unfortunate.
Okay, sir. Time is running. Now, sir, please, not more than, I can't give you more than 2 minutes. Can we just take a flight to Delta? Or you don't want to come with me to Delta?
Well, I'm a Deltan, so if we want to go to Delta, let's fly.
no more than 2 minutes, sir.
Yes.
Can you tell us briefly the trouble that is going on between Okowa and Ibori? Ibori wants Edevie. And who is Edevie? Sorry, don't go to that. I will explain that with time. Who Edevie is. And who is Sheriff Obori is? The current speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly. Oborevori. God bless you, sir. You are the only person that can take this flight to Delta, really. You've just corrected me.
You're making... You're so favored that the operators of airlines have cancelled their show.
No, they cancelled it.
Your flight.
No, we wouldn't have needed any airline from Airpeace. The senior advocate of Nigeria, they have a way of manufacturing something. Malami is a senior advocate. If Malami is manufacturing that,
and he uses chartered jet.
So just a minute, sir, because we are now 7 minutes short. Somebody says time.
Well, you see, Guru, I am not deeply into the politics of Delta State.
Okay.
And most of what we read in the social and news media, some of them are very speculative. So I'm not able to say categorically whether there is a feud between Okowa and the former governor, James Ibori.
Okay, sir.
But one thing I know,
yes,
Guru,
yes, sir,
is that politicians, whether they are in PDP or
APC or SDP,
they have only one common interest. And that common interest is power.
That's it. Okay.
And in all jurisdictions,
yes,
there is always interplay in jostling for power.
Okay, sir.
Every incumbent governor has an interest in who succeeds him.
Yes.
At least that is the politics in Nigeria.
Yes.
In other climes, it's probably out of your control.
Yes.
But in Nigeria, every incumbent governor, every incumbent president has an interest in who succeeds him.
Okay, sir. All right, thank you very much for that.
Yes.
But as a traditional chief holder in Delta State, I know you don't know much about politics of Delta. It's quite it's a good news coming from you, and I accept it like that. But as a traditional chief, as a chief in Delta State, of recent the UPU, Urhobo Progress Union, endorsed the candidature of Edevie, the man be promoted by Ibori to become the next governor by hook or crook, by all means. Is that supposed to be the responsibility of UPU as a socio-cultural organization? Did they do wisely when other robos who are members of UPU and in many other political parties, they sat and presided over and endorsed Edevie, the candidature of Ibori from before Ibori was born till today? In 1 minute, sir, I can't give you more than
Guru,
1 minute.
I think your question is very loaded with quite a number of assumptions.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Now you know there are assumptions in this question.
Yes,
because I put them because you don't understand the politics of Delta State.
Because it is you may not be right to say that one person is promoting one person by hook and crook. You know. Okay,
by all means,
or whether by all means, you know. I've had tales that former Governor Ibori favors one candidate. I've also had tales that the incumbent governor favors one candidate. But those are tales. Politics is a quicksand. You know, the fluidity of loyalties and patronage. It's something that can be very, very amazing. Now, but come to UPU.
You have less than 30 seconds to discuss that.
Come to UPU. The UPU is probably, and I think rightly, the oldest socio-cultural.
Second oldest to ANC.
Very good. Thank you. You have the facts.
Yes.
And so, if the Arewa Consultative Forum, if the Egbe Oduduwa, if the what's the name of
Afenifere
at different times as socio-cultural organizations, yes, they are not into partisan politics, but they are not apolitical. Because politics in this country determines everything. Determines the development in your area and so on and so forth. So these groups at different times have had cause to speak on behalf of their people, whether rightly or wrongly. Sometimes when they do, we condemn them for being parochial, for being tribal. Okay? Now, what UPU has done, whether rightly or wrongly, falls into the genre of what other socio-political organizations have done in trying to advance the interests of their people.
Their people, but endorsement of only one candidate, when your people spread all over the remaining parties.
And in this case, Guru, within the PDP family, there has been a rotational system. And under that rotational system, it is the time I may have to hold you here. I may have to hold you here, sir. Central Senatorial District
Prof,
to produce the next governor.
Respect,
and if in doing so, the UPU prefers endorses one candidate.
This is less than 20 minutes to go for my people who they are
but just one bit. Let me conclude this.
No,
within the PDP family, I think UPU have the liberty of endorsing a candidate, and within the APC family,
the UP also has a liberty.
They also have that right, that liberty.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, they've done it for one. We expect them to do it for the other
Thank
parties.
you very, very much, sir.
Thank you.
In fact, I invited the president of the UPU worldwide to this show, and what he told me is a different thing. I will come to the public with all these facts, and I'm trying to bring Amori also, but his king died and is the prime minister. He told me this much. Maybe after this we'll come and we'll look at the whole matter, and we look at Devier properly. We look at Sheriff Obeyori, you say? Oboewori. Yeah, thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we hold my my brother, my friend, my lawyer, the professor of commercial law. Am I right?
Yes, you
are. I will hold him down here today. When we leave the studio, I will beg him, if he can come back on next week, Monday, I will just start him from beginning after perspective. I will not do any other thing, so that he can come and tell us the limitation of his knowledge of politics in Delta State. Because that will be very, very necessary. Now, I want participation now. But before then, let me put this. I probably would have, the knowledge drop box is filled up, loaded. 12 signs why Tinubu would get APC presidential ticket. Or, let me reframe it. 12 signs why Tinubu may not get presidential ticket. I will leave this to next week. But friends of the Guru, you have an advantage. I'm uploading a calculation, capture like this. What's the calculation? Let me just get the name out. Bola Tinubu and the Fulani book he may not have read. Bola Tinubu and the Fulani book he may not have read. That would, friends of the Guru will gain access to, because Professor only subscribe is not yet friends of the Guru. He will get access. Prof, you are the one who lost this thing. If you don't become friends of the Guru,
no. In fact, I need to carpet you. I need to carpet you, Guru.
1,000 naira minimum. Maximum.
I need to carpet you, Guru.
So
because
no problem.
A founder of organization of a group, you can't say that he's not a member.
No, you were not a founder. You launch. There's difference between launching and founding. Adu, bring my people into the discussion.
Razak from Hounslow in London says, good morning, Adjo and Guru.
This first person is talking from London.
It says, good morning, Adjo and Guru. It says, EFCC is a toothless doggo. They can't do anything concerning the expenses of the political parties. Are they not aware of Malami sharing SUV cars in his state and boasting, I guess, of sharing aeroplane? In a viral video, Nigerians have gone to the dogs.
Please give my name. Give me the name of that my brother.
Corruption. Razak
from
in London.
You know, I will always recognize you. Thank you very, very much. You deserve this. Go ahead.
Another from our friends with the pen on WhatsApp. This is saying, "Good morning, Adu and Guru. The reason why they are buying form for 100 million naira is for power sharing. Nigerian votes wisely, please, for the interest of our dear nation and our unborn children." Sunday from Aja.
And again, next week I will talk the choices before the Nigerian voter. Can you really vote in the best person? Because people presented to you as a electorate to go and vote for, they are already prepared and presented to you by the political party. You don't have the choice to say this man, out of two devils that they will be bringing for you, they want you to choose one. So there's limitation on your PVC. Go ahead.
Rashid from Ajigunle says, "Good day to you. In 2014, majority of all thought Jonathan was weak. It was the weakest president Nigeria will ever have. But today we've been proved wrong due to the happenings in the country. Right now, impunity everywhere. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Aishat herself decides to continue as president of this country after 2023 or come 2023. One more from our friends with the pen. Chief Udochukwu says, "Good morning, Adu." It says, "We are not done with Emir of Central Bank, Sanusi Bruhaha, and we are now having president of Central Bank that wants to swap his presidency with president of Nigeria. Under Buhari, almost all sectors, including the military, economy, laws, etc., says, I wonder how Nigerians, especially our brothers from the north who are killed daily without any opportunity to fight back, will queue to vote again for APC with lots of strange characters."
Even in this Briar we are now, there is a game plan from the Fulani. I don't know. Who is Ahmad Ibrahim Lawal? Is he in Nigeria?
Yes, he is.
Who is he?
The Senate president.
Oh, okay. Let us see how the wind blows.
Back to the phone lines now, and we have calls coming through. Hello, good morning.
Andrew and the Guru, good morning.
Good morning, Dan Baba.
Dan Baba, today you have half a minute because I want more people to. Sorry, it's my. But please, go ahead. Half a minute.
You see, the truth is, the Nigerian politicians used to see us like a fool, aka Momo. But I think right now what is happening now, they see us like a coward. If not, let me tell you something. How on earth that the university of your country is on strike all because of funds, and the government officials are everywhere spending hundreds of millions, and the people are quiet. Some few individuals are just making noise on social media. Nobody has gone out to protest to assist the ASUU. If not because they see us as cowards, how on earth a CBN governor, all in the name of, on behalf of him, some people purchase 100 million funds for him. It is unfortunate. Look at Igbori, you're talking about better state in your state. Correct me if I'm wrong, the Guru. When he was in prison, his political machinery was intact in better state.
Yes.
His people were celebrating.
I agree with you.
The president, the governor, the sitting governor said it, that his political machinery are still intact. If not because they see us as a fool. It is unfortunate.
Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead. Every caller, just half a minute, please.
Good morning, the Guru.
Morning, sir. Your name?
Good morning.
Good morning, Akpan.
Okay, Akpan. Half a minute.
The Guru.
Yes, sir.
If the People's Bank of Nigeria could give loan to the poor people, and the money was not returned back, and the vice president give loan during election, it was not returned back. Why could the CBN governor give back almost 500 billion, and the association will not pick one for them? Nigeria, CVP, we are doomed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Ado, good morning.
Uche, good morning to you.
Yeah, I greet you. The Guru, good morning, sir.
Morning. You have half a minute today, please. Go straight.
Okay, very quickly, the Guru. My name is Uche. Now, the Guru.
Yes, sir.
My problem this morning is the president. Now, we hear that Emefiele is a registered member of APC. And I want to believe that at his level, before he will become a registered member, a card-carrying member of that party, the president should be aware. Now, if the president is aware, how can you allow the CBN governor, a man who should be busy with the economy, become a member of a political party under your watch, and yet you call yourself Mr. Integrity. It's a shame.
Okay, please. Thank you very much for a minute. But don't just take it for granted. Maybe the president didn't know that this man has gotten, too many things the president. That's the evil of having a president who does not know.
All right, we'll head back to our friends of the pen, and we'll start with WhatsApp before we go to Twitter now. Chris from Surulere says, good morning, Adu Guru. I'm very worried concerning about the gruesome murder and decapitation. Of the heads of the couple who were going for their marriage ceremony in Igbo land, not getting the kind of outcry that should make us all wake up. I have not been the same again after seeing the viral video of the beheading of the bride's head and other parts of the body. Very shocking, surprising that our leaders, pastors, etc., are not saying anything about this, the way we went about Ukraine and Russia. We need justice. May the God of vengeance smoke out everyone directly or indirectly connected to killings. In Jesus' name, he says. And I'm sure the whole audience is saying amen to that prayer. Meanwhile, WhatsApp is taking us to Twitter, where we have some tweets coming through. This is from Adegboyega. Today's historical perspective this morning. Truth be told, soldiers are wiser, intelligent due to their training than the Barbariga politicians. Tai Solari learnt his lesson the hard way. IBB still retained the title of the evil genius. The CBN governor and other APC ministers under this administration that have picked up the presidential form without resigning can arrogantly do so because the body language of PMB encourages and permits their impunity.
And PM, of course, Boyega should know that PMB is not probing into fraud or not fraud, transparency or no transparency, corruption or no corruption. After pardoning Dari and Yemen, he has endorsed corruption publicly. Go ahead.
Latif Erin Folami says, Guru, it appears the ₦1 million APC ticket is a kind of fundraising, an endeavor or smokescreen against the EFCC going after the big fishes of the 2023 election, money racketeering. Okangbelena says, Guru, my question is, if Emefiele bought nomination form from PDP, will he still be in the office as the CBN governor?
According to the law, he will not be. But Emefiele told you he did not buy. Ras Farmer bought. And he said that God will talk to him within the next few days. Either to use that one farmer's bought or to go and buy his own differently.
But Guru, you know that under banking regulations, any transaction above 10 million,
yes,
the bank is required to report it to the CBN.
Yes.
So for every of these transactions,
yes,
of paying 40 million, 70 million, 30 million, the banks through whom those transactions were made are obliged to report them to the CBN.
Sorry, sir.
Let's find out what the CBN does.
This is Nigeria of today. Is it not the headquarters of APC that somebody came with cash of $75,000 and the cash fell from his pocket before we look? Meaning the congregation there, they are from the same race, same flights. They are taking $75,000 cash. It dropped before, hey, nobody saw. Meaning every person there must be a, go ahead.
A picker.
A
picker. Yode Agileya says, every politician will say they have given all sectors their best, but my question is that why are their family members not enjoying excuse me, from the best they're offering us in terms of the schools, hospitals, power, etc. Back to the phone lines. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you.
Wise.
Good morning, Prince Wise.
Benny. You have half a minute today, please.
Half a minute?
Yes.
Let me make use of it now.
Please go.
Why I'm calling now? Because you said now that you want to consult God before I take decision.
That's what you said.
The man, if you have those people who buy this, he wants to contest, he's a politician. I have forgotten that it should be neutral. So this man you are talking about should be sad. You can't tell him to resign. It should be sad to degrade him out of office. That's what I will say. Good morning.
Thank you very much. God bless you, Wise. But who will sack Emefiele? Is it the man that does the... I don't know. Is it the man that does corruption publicly? Who will sack him?
No, Guru, the impunity in the system is that...
You mentioned it.
If they bought this form for you, and you know that as CBN governor, you are not qualified to express interest in politics.
Yes.
What is expected is a flat denial and say, sorry, I have no such intention. But to then say that, oh, you will consult
God
and
will
then
speak.
God's will speak in a few days' time. Oh, is arrogant insult to Nigeria.
Nigeria has collapsed. That's the meaning of all this. Go ahead, Adu. Can you still take a few? Go ahead. I have no knowledge of
Hello,
us.
good morning.
Morning, please.
Good morning, Peter.
Peter, half a minute to
Good morning.
half a minute to do,
And
Peter.
now, I just want to ask one question.
Please go ahead.
What should be the position of the National Assembly in Mr. Mefiele's case if the law has forbidden him from being a partisan politician holding such an office? I know that from every angle, Mr. Buhari has been called upon to resign for failing to protect Nigerians, for all the corruptions going on. He refused to resign. He is the militants that is showing interest in politics have refused to resign. Now, Emefiele, what should be the position of the National Assembly here? And if they are not doing their work, they couldn't tell Buhari, they couldn't impeach Buhari. What should we do now, Nigerians, about the Emefiele's case? I hope this 100 million they are contributing. I pray the result will be transmitted electronically, and it will not be something that we have a saver bought with this money.
Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead.
100 million.
Thank you.
That's my prayer. We should watch out.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Let me read a few more. Peter Newland from Kirikiri Town says, good morning, Adu and Guru. Most of the aspirants in PDP and APC knew they are not qualified and they're just trying to play politics. They don't want to resign because the law can never fight against them. Money is power in Nigeria. Our judiciary is a money-making ground for those who carry Ghana must go. I see PDP splitting into two parties to enable one of the aggrieved aspirants contest for the presidency. Peter is prophesying.
They will not split.
Chika.
Because if they can win the presidency back, they will not come to eat more than APC. Because of that, what they may lose, they will want to fight. So they will not split. Because only one thing that is joining all the Nigerian politicians together, only one thing. Don't we know that thing? I beg, go ahead.
Chika from Lekki says, good morning, all. Emefiele, whatever the name is trying to succeed where others have failed. I think as an intelligent man and having studied the obvious disorderliness in our political space, he has decided to stir the waters and run his lot.
Who valued the level of his intelligence? Go ahead, Adu.
Because of our time.
Oh, yes. No, because I don't have much to say today. No knowledge droppers. I just mentioned 12 things that may.
Guru.
Yes, sir.
Let the fans of the Guru buy presidential form for me now.
For you or for me?
For me.
No, it can't be for you. It should be for me.
I'll take this last call. Hello, turn off your radio. 015150913 and 015151913. Use those numbers to get to us and let's get talking. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Real quick now.
Yeah, good morning.
Half a minute, please.
Oh, thank you very much, Guru.
Yes, sir.
I thank you so much, you and the guests there.
Yes, sir.
The summary of all you said today is nothing but brazen corruption for sale to the highest bidder. This is the equivalent of a scandal. You remember the Watergate scandal? And it means that heads may roll at the end of this present regime. We are in trouble, and something must be done for us to get out of this trouble. The National Assembly must not go unpunished. We must chase them out from there. Okay. Punish them at the post. None of them will come back. Thank you.
God bless you. Okay, we've come to the end of the ride today, but I am not taking liberty for granted. Professor Joe Abugu, thank you very, very much for coming.
You're welcome.
And thank you for the sign you just give it to me now that you will be with me next week, Monday. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
But next Monday, I show you something. Only the historical perspective I will read out. And you have to handle, meaning you will have more than 30 minutes to yourself. Whatever time left is what I will share between our menu, Adu, next week, and involvement of callers. So I'm grateful. To friends of the Guru, please, I have no idea that a firm could come to me on Professor Abugu now mention it. Please gather the money, but don't go and buy the phone. Bring the money for me first, so that I can decide where the money will go. I respect you. I honor all of you. I do thank you very, very much. Prince, we thank you very, very much. Professor Abugu, once again, thank you very, very much. We appreciate you. Follow me on Twitter at Godwin_Bwebu. At Godwin_Bwebu. Then Facebook, Godwin_Bwebu. Then a page I created in Facebook is Vetra Column. Then, of course, you can follow me on my website, www.godwintheguru.com. And, of course, join Friends of the Guru, because your donation, even the minimum 1,000 naira per month, will help the work of the Guru to go far. And, of course, visit my YouTube channel, Godwin the Guru. I've just told you I'm uploading something later this evening that will tell you all the secrets and the agreement for the 100 million naira that every person in the party must pay. So it's a privilege for you. So you are welcome, and I thank all of you. Until Monday, of course, I shall be here tomorrow by the grace of God for Money Digest. Yeah. Until Monday, keep yourself out of trouble. Bye-bye.